Adventures of Sonic Episode 5, High Stakes Sonic. Since this show doesn't have the guts to make things really high stakes, I'm guessing it's a pun and Sonic will be on top of a high stake, maybe being burned at the stake. Nah, that's too gutsy. It's surprising, I haven't seen any puns in this show yet. I guess that was only Early Archie. Why was Early Archie trying to have puns and fourth wall breaking if it was being lighthearted specifically to imitate this show when it seems like this show is neither of those things? At least the theme song is better in this show than in Sad AM. There's no cheesy singing. Huh, we start out with someone who talks like an old-timey gangster. A villain other than Eggman for a change? Good. He tells a guy wearing a barrel to go into a fast car and get to work, and Tails has to count to 3 on his fingers to get that it's the third bus he's seen. Seriously? One of the main traits of the Kitsune was high intelligence, remember? I like the gangster's spiffy striped outfit and the way he talks. He stands in front of a robot and tells the sheep people that if they win a game, they get everything back, but otherwise they have to work for him. Why would they ever trust him to not be lying? They have to win a shell shuffling game. Sonic then shows up, and it turns out his speed translates to his vision too, as he's able to win the shell game perfectly. I love that, they're actually thinking logically about how his speed would work out in real life. Too bad the gangster is slipping away behind him while he's distracted, and Tails didn't notice him to make himself useful. The robot then explodes just because Sonic won. What a poorly programmed robot. Why would that happen? That's dumb! Just have Sonic destroy it! In fact, why didn't he do that beforehand? I guess this is required for plots involving robots, that Sonic doesn't destroy them with his super speed. But it wouldn't be hard to just have him attack them and not be able to damage them because their metal is too hard. If there's so much filler, like this cringe-worthy scene, then why not have filler where Sonic tries to spin dash that robot and fails? So the shark guy is called Smiley? I almost heard Snively. But yeah, for some reason they made us see Eggman shirtless, just to make him look like a desert king. But when a certain other continuity had him be a desert king, he was wearing this magnificent robe outfit, not this. The sheep then run into the gangster's car because they're gullible, I guess, as one of them says that he said free. I guess the joke is that this show is stereotyping the various species of Mobius. The sloths are slow, and the sheep are gullible sheep. But first of all, that's completely ridiculous that a whole group of people would have all the same personality. And second, none of the other continuities did that. The closest we had to that was Hershey the cat hating water and saying she had 9 lives over and over. This has unfortunate implications. We don't even see, like, one sheep being an outlier. The sheep go to a casino and get trapped in barrels from the slot machines. I would care if it was firmly established that Eggman was putting people in badniks or roboticizing them, which would actually explain why he would bother to capture people. It turns out Scratch is cheating, as the casino ball has a mind of its own. I guess the bad guy's goal is to earn money for a Robotnik from the sheep, but can't he just tax them to oblivion? You'd think after the 50th disguise that Sonic has no reason to have, Scratch and Grounder would recognize him. Because all of the blue hedgehog lookalikes they've met have turned out to be Sonic. But instead Sonic fools them and rewires the casino wheel to hit the dollar sign. Wait, what? How? Is this Sonic a techno genius? How would he know how to do that? We really could have used Tails in this situation. The games have him be a genius and level-headed to contrast Sonic and be more useful, which is basic good writing when you have multiple characters. So it's bad when Sonic sucks up all the usefulness and good traits. Sonic leaves Tails with a pig babysitter that looks very sly. Whoa, way to prove my point, Sonic, as Tails just plays in a ball pit instead of being useful. It's very misaimed because Tails has the ability to fly and go as fast as Sonic in the games. So common sense would dictate that the plots don't just use him as a regular kid who can't do anything useful. Just use a regular civilian for that role. Sonic then fools Scratch with another disguise dressing as a mustachioed ringleader. He lies that they'll get to go on a cruise, and then the machine sprays them with water and sends them into the water. Wait, how? Did Sonic reprogram the machine to do that, or did he co-opt an Eggman machine? It turns out that the pig babysitter is evil and captured Tails for Robotnik. Why is she doing this? I can understand the civilians being evil out of fear of Robotnik, but not them looking evil and enjoying it. Tails is sent into a hole from the ball pit. What took her so long anyways? Tails is smart enough to tie Robotnik's mustache to his cage, but not smart enough to keep it there, so he could be even slightly useful. Well, I guess I find it insulting to Robotnik's character if even someone as useless as Adventurer's Tails humiliatingly defeated him. But he has no reason to let him go if he hates him that much. Just keep him stuck to the cage. Sonic, for some reason, gets the answer to where Tails is from the guy working for Eggman. Does he not want to be paid anymore? And the shark doesn't say that he's expecting Sonic to be killed if he goes to Eggman anyways. Sonic puts a small boat machine into the water and sinks the shark. That thing belongs to Smiley. Why would it go after him and bother him? Sonic clearly didn't do anything with it. And the sheep want to bet their lives on Sonic, as Sonic's going to play a game against a robot to save Tails. Robotnik tells Sonic that's either the Mobians or Tails. But I doubt that either will happen, because that would require guts. Instead, I bet Sonic will somehow find a third option, and he'll end up saving Tails despite not throwing the race, or something like that. The robot starts the race early, and Scratch hits Sonic. Well, that's creative. But the very idea that Grounder is someone Sonic could have trouble catching up with is ridiculous. Sonic says he never has any practice in losing races. Oh, so I guess he's intentionally throwing the race. Sonic angsts about Robotnik's taunt in a surprisingly good moment. We even see Robotnik's image taunting him in his head.
Throw the race! Throw the race! Throw the race! Throw the race! The Mobians are Tails! On Tails! On Tails! On Tails!
Grounder reaches the flag and then sends a boulder at Sonic. After his eyes, I really hate the way his eyes do that just because it's surprised. I know it's a cartoon, but imagine if that happened in real life. Anyways, after Sonic is somehow not injured at all when the boulder is thrown at him, and Scratch calls Grounder his little brother, which is surprisingly sweet of a robot.
Who learned everything he knows from me, my little brother, Grounder!
Sonic spin dashes into the ground to reach Tails, going into the building that way, which was impressive. And then he saves Tails by cutting the thing above his cage. Grounder for some reason brags to Sonic that Robotnik took the sheep prisoners anyways. That should have been expected. Why did he ever trust them? Robotnik wants the sheep, who look creepy all shaved, to build him an Egyptian monument to please his mother. Wait, what? Well, he said all happily that his mother would be proud, like he actually believed it, so never mind, this is implying that his mother wasn't abusive. I remember hearing about a Mama Robotnik, complete with black and red eyes though, so I guess she's still evil and raised him to be evil, but that doesn't make as much sense as an abusive parent. Then Sonic saves the day so easily that I blinked and I missed it. He used a spin dash to cut all the ropes, that's how. The Sonic Says message is to play it safe in general, as opposed to simply don't play on the train tracks like Scratch did, which I thought would be the whole message.
Don't end up dead.
I was impressed that they actually allowed Sonic to say the word dead. That was gutsy. The first actually good episode of the show, kind of, finally. It says something that it's the first to get only 7 thumbs down, and that's something like 50. And the next episode seems to have a similar small amount. But that small amount continues after this, even in bad episodes, so... I just hope the show will get less mediocre and I can look forward to the rest of it. Which I am by this point, but maybe not for the right reasons. So Eggman tricks the sheep people a lot using a shark guy named Smiley, who's entertainingly gangsterish, explaining why he's evil a little more because he's already a gangster anyways. He makes money off them, and he eventually enslaves them to make a monument of him. Why wasn't he already doing that with all of the civilians in the world in the first place? None of its plots make any sense. Couldn't he just have a robot or giant machine make those monuments much quicker and more efficiently? If he's doing this for the evils, he can make the robots feel miserable about doing it, and that'd be just as satisfying to him. Anyways, Tails is useless yet again, as his only purpose is to be kidnapped again so Sonic can throw a race for the chance to save some people. That's right, Sonic would choose a bunch of pointless sheep people over a flying fox who was his best friend. He believes in the needs of the many, apparently. I would believe that's in character for Sonic. Fleetway Sonic I could imagine to be more pragmatic, but not him. But yeah, the episode was fun. Grounder in particular was made use of for his speed, so for once it's not feeling like he's the same character as Scratch because he's doing something different from him.